Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Super Mario Barbecue. My name is Mario, hence the name Super Mario Barbecue. And in today's video, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I do pork butt, or one of the ways I do pork butt. This pork butt is not for competition or anything. This is just basically going to become shredded pork tomorrow and going to be made into shredded pork sandwiches. So just going to show you what I do, how I prep it, what my recipe is, and whatnot. So what I've already done is I've already gotten the pork butt. I've already injected it, and what I injected it with, usually I like to inject it while it's still wrapped in the plastic. And what I injected it with is I did half apple juice, half apple cider vinegar. And I injected the pork butt, let it sit in the fridge for another few hours in there, 2-3 hours, while the juice is marinated and whatnot, while it was still in its plastic. Then took it out, got my handy dandy tub here for seasoning. You can pick up one of these either online or at like if you have a Shields or place like that. That's where I got mine. I love this thing. It really helps keep the mess down from when you're putting your seasoning on. So we're gonna season it up. You know, first what I like to do is I like to use a binder. I use mustard. You can use you can actually spray it with apple juice and use that as a binder, or you can use a lot of people like to use Dijon mustard, but since this is what I have, that's what I'm going to use. It doesn't give it any extra flavor. It doesn't do anything to the pork butt except it being a binder. So just going to add the mustard onto the pork butt. All right. And then we're just going to go ahead and give that a rub. Get all the mustard on the pork butt. Make sure you get it all over. Rubbed on so your seasoning, you know, sticks to it. And we're going to take our seasonings here and basically we're not using anything special. We're using something called Pork Perfect. I like this. It's got a kick to it. It's got a little bit of spice. You can find this at Walmart. And also we're just going to use the Pit Boss pulled pork seasoning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go in and start coating this with this seasoning like so. And don't be afraid to season it really well. There's no such thing as over seasoning something, not when it comes to barbecue, all right? So what you got to do is just got to give it a really nice good coat. Make sure you get all, you know, all the parts of the butt here. It's got seasoning on it, and so forth. Now you can go ahead and pat it in. Make sure it sticks. Make sure you get all the sides too. All right, just like that. And then I'm gonna go back in with this other rub that has a little bit of spice to it, and just give it a coating. I'm looking for just it. I mean, having just that little bit of kick, nothing to burn your mouth or to make it really spicy. Just to give it a kick. Make sure you get that all the way around. Like so. And as you can see, you know, this tub right here, the seasoning tub that I use, I love it. It actually takes away from the mess. Minimizes the mess, not completely takes it away. So we're going to flip it back around. This is where this fat cap right here. So we're going to go ahead and drizzle it with some more mustard, yellow mustard. Again, you can use any kind of binder that you want. I just happen to have this in my fridge and I grabbed it. So like I said, mustard doesn't give it any extra flavor and whatnot. And then just repeat the process on this side. Like so. Again, there is no such thing as over seasoning your meat. The more seasoning, the more flavor. So I'm just gonna coat it all Alright, pat that down. And then we're gonna go back in with the rub here with the Pork Perfect and give that a dusting as well. I like to, when I'm seasoning, I like to aim the seasoning up high, so when you're sprinkling and seasoning, you get a really good even coat in the area that you're applying the rub to. All right, we're gonna just do that, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just let it rest here for about 15 minutes or so. Let that seasoning just marinate into the pork, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it into a pan. I've got it right here. We're gonna put it into a foil pan, and we're just gonna put it on the smoker at 225 degrees. So I'll be back in a bit here once after it's done sitting, and we'll continue. All right, welcome back to Super Mario Barbecue. So we've let the pork butt rest for about 15 minutes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer it to the pan, take it out to the smoker, get it on the smoker, and we'll see you out there. Come back to Super Mario Barbecue. So I got to say this before I continue. I live in South Dakota, and right now we're in the middle of December. So, you know, we're only a few days away from Christmas, about 4 or 5 days from Christmas. And the crazy thing is by now, here in South Dakota, we should have about a foot of snow out here. And it's just been beautiful weather in the 40s and 50s, so you know I got to take advantage of that and smoke some meat. So basically what I'm going to do now is going to go ahead and put the pork butt. We have it all seasoned. It's in the tray. As you can see, we're going to put it on the Pit Boss here. I'm using a Pit Boss competition series, and we're going to run it at 225 degrees. Right now it's sitting at about 255, which is fine. It'll cool down once it gets going, and all it'll cool down to the 225 temperature. So we're gonna put it on here for about 8 hours, and about 3 a.m. I'll come back and I will dress it. I'll come back also and show you guys what I'm using to dress the pork butt with, and we'll wrap it, put it back on the smoker for another maybe 6 to 8 hours, or until I'll have it probed, and until it reaches an internal temperature of 203 degrees. Once I get to that temperature, I know that baby is going to be ready to come off the pit and rest. So like I said, we're just going to go ahead and open it up and put the pork butt in. I usually like, if I'm usually doing like one pork butt, I like to place it right in the middle of the pit. And just like that, close it up and just let it go for 8 hours. So just want to say thank you for following the channel. If you haven't already, please give me a follow, give me a like, a thumbs up, hit that. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the little bell here so you know when I upload content to the channel. So yeah, we'll be back in 8 hours and see how the pork butt is doing. And remember, if it ain't barbecue, it ain't food. Hey guys, welcome back to Super Mario Barbecue. Well, that pork butt, it's been on the pit right now for almost about, I would say, 4 to 5 hours. We have a few more hours to go before I go ahead and dress it and wrap it, but I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what it looks like right now. So I'm gonna switch the camera around and show you here. All right, so here we go. As you can see here, I mean, if you look at that beautiful bark. It's starting to create that bark right there, and it's looking really, really good. So a few more hours, I'll go ahead and like I said, I'll dress it. So yeah, I'll go ahead and dress it here in a few more hours, and wrap it in foil, put it back on the pit, raise it up to about maybe 250. And then what I'll do is I'll put a probe in it, and I'll wait until it reaches a temperature about 202 to about 209 degrees internally, and then I'll know it's ready to come off and rest. So stay tuned, more to come, and remember, if it ain't barbecue, it ain't food. Take care. Hey guys, welcome back to Super Mario Barbecue. kind of speaking a little bit low because it is right now almost 3 a.m. here, and it's time to dress and wrap this pork butt and put it back on the smoker. So I wanted to show you what it looks like after about 8 hours smoke with the rub on there. So let's have a look. Look at that beautiful mahogany color that it has right now. This is what you want. This is exactly what you want. It built that bark, you know. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dress it. But before I do that, I want to temp it and see what temperature it's at. So we're going to temp it in here. And we are sitting at about 127 where I really wanted, actually almost 130 degrees, which is perfect where I wanted after 8 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dress it and wrap it in foil. And what I'm using for dressing is basically, we're going to use some brown sugar. I'm going to put some more rub on there. I'm going to use some honey. And I also like to use ghee, pour ghee on it. I'm going to pour all that stuff on top of it, put it back onto the smoker, and go from there. So I will be back in the morning. I haven't slept yet, so I'm going to get this done here and get it back on the pit, on the smoker at 250, and go get some sleep. And I'm going to put a probe in it, and I'll wake, hopefully in the morning around 8, 9 o'clock. We'll look and see where the temperature is at and go from there. All right, we'll be back later. And remember, if it ain't barbecue, it ain't food. Hey everyone, welcome back to Super Mario Barbecue. So now we're at the point where the pork butt is done cooking and has been rested for at least an hour. Now what we're going to do is we're going to uncover it, take it out of the pan, and shred it all together, shred it up, and put it in the roaster, and so it can stay nice and warm here until I take it over to where it's supposed to go. So what I'm looking for is here, when I take it out of the pan and put it on the cutting board, I'm not even going to use a knife. It should be tender enough where I can just shred it with my own hands, and that bone should come out nice and clean. So let's take a look. Oh yeah. All right. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I've already temped it, and it is temping at 204 degrees. Now, all this juice that you see in here, do not get rid of that. That is gold right here. It is where all the flavors at. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the pan. All right, just bring it on over to the board here. There's the bone that I was talking about, and that bone, look at this. Woo! Look how clean that is. When that comes out clean like this, you know you've done your job correctly cooking a pork butt. So put that right there, and watch. This is just I find this like an ASMR type thing where you just go in with your hands and it just falls apart. Look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that beautiful color on the inside. Look at that beautiful smoke ring right there that it got during the cook. This is exactly what you're looking for. And again, this isn't competition pork butt or anything like that. It's only made to become shredded pork or pulled pork, and be put on sandwiches or eaten by itself. So yeah, just take a look at that. Now let's taste it and see what the taste is like. That's good. That is really, really good. So from this point, you can go ahead and pull it and shred it up as much as you want. And then you can use a barbecue sauce. I don't like using the barbecue sauce, so I'm going to finish pulling this, put it in the roaster, keep it warm, and that's pretty much it. So If you haven't had the chance yet, please go ahead and give me a like or a comment or anything. Follow me on social media. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook under Super Mario Barbecue. And remember, if it ain't barbecue, it ain't food.